Hello, and welcome to today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. My name is John Shipley. I am your host and beat reporter, and I have been your beat reporter covering the Jacksonville Jaguars for On SI every single day since August 2019. And we are continuing to march through yet another offseason together. As always, Jaguars On SI is your best stop for all Jacksonville Jaguars news and analysis. We provide you the most comprehensive coverage you will find anywhere, whether locally or nationally. So don't forget that you can follow us and our boots on the ground coverage every single day on social media, such as Facebook and Twitter at Jaguars on SI. And you can also find us at www.si.com/NFL/Jaguars. And most importantly, don't forget, all of our content is 100% free for you, the faithful fans of Duval. Jacksonville Jaguars on SI was at the NFL's annual league meetings, owner meetings in West Palm over in South Florida over the last couple of days. We are now back in Jacksonville, and we will spend the next few days talking about all of the major things that we heard, that we were told, etc., while at the annual owners meetings. The very first thing, and the thing that I believe is the biggest piece of Jaguars news to come out of the owners meetings, was Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen's comments on defensive end Travon Walker. He was asked if there's been any conversations about extending Travon, really just doing that now instead of having him play on the fifth-year option. And he said, yeah, we're having open conversations. And at the end of the day, we'll continue to have those. James and Tony and I will have those conversations as we go for sure. He was also asked about Travon and his conversations with him so far, and he went on to say, quote, I've had some good conversations with Trey. We've had a number of hour-long conversations where, man, I feel a guy that wants to go be great, that wants to continue to take the next step and dominate. I can feel that from him. Sounds like a guy who wants to work, does things the right way. I'm excited about working with him. He's been really pleasant to talk to. In short, it very much seems like the Jacksonville Jaguars are open to an extension for Travon Walker and don't appear to want to play this the way the past regime played the Josh Hines-Allen, frankly, in my opinion, contract debacle. It wasn't a debacle for Josh Hines-Allen because he ended up making the Jaguars have to pay him completely out of the nose. I mean, he got a 5-year, $141.25 million contract. It featured $88 million in total guaranteed, $76.5 million guaranteed at signing. He's one of the top paid defenders in the NFL, will be for quite some time. And that happened largely because of the kind of year that he had in 2023 after the Jaguars decided to slow play his contract negotiations. We talked about it in countless podcasts in the past, countless articles, that the Jaguars were making a mistake with Josh Hines-Allen. And I'm of the belief that the new regime, if they want to get off to a right foot, shouldn't make the same mistake with Travon Walker as long as they've determined that they do want to extend Travon Walker. If they've already made that decision, and I'm not here to argue whether right or wrong, etc., but I do think if they've already made that decision to extend Travon, you need to do it sooner rather than later. What happened with Josh Hines-Allen was, after the 2022 season, he was set to play on his fifth-year option, essentially a contract year in 2023. But all of the data suggested he was on the verge of having a completely monstrous season. Yeah, he wasn't getting eye-popping sack numbers, but he had some of the best pressure and win rate numbers of any player in the NFL. And as you guys know from listening to me and reading my work over the years, I'm a firm believer that pressures are more consistent year to year than sacks. If a guy's getting a lot of pressures every single year, eventually he's going to have one of those years where he just completely explodes and has a big double-digit sack season. That's exactly what happened with Josh Hines-Allen. Now, I'm not saying that's the case essentially with Travon Walker, but what I am saying is the past Jaguars regime, and Josh Hines-Allen should be happy that they slow-played it and dragged the feet and didn't want to extend anybody during the season and franchise tagged him and then ended up paying him. Josh Hines-Allen should be absolutely thrilled with it. But what the Jaguars did ended up, they had to pay a much higher premium for a player that they were always going to have to keep anyway. So if they've already decided that they're going to keep Travon Walker, which it certainly seems like they have, then the Jaguars should do it sooner rather than later. Because it's not going to get any cheaper. It's going to get more expensive by the day. The cap's going up. We've seen Max Crosby and Myles Garrett get these really big deals. Travon Walker, when he gets paid, the sticker price, just the sheer number, total contract value, annual average value, whatever you want to determine it as, it's going to be a big number. There is no question about that. He's still, I believe, only 24. He's had back-to-back double-digit sack seasons. Absolutely zero questions about him off the field or as a leader or in terms of work ethic. He's not even going to be 25 until middle of December. You can give him a 5-year deal in August, and by the time it's up, he still will be able to get paid a second time and produce on it. He's somebody who they don't have any questions about. He plays the run well, obviously. Yeah, are there some aspects of the deal that could be, potential red flags? That goes with any player. Any player. So, yeah, it's true with Travon, just like it is, can Aiden Hutchinson, stay healthy, etc. Does Aiden Hutchinson make enough of an impact against the running game? With Travon, it's can he be more consistent in terms of, generating pressure? And this past season, he did take a big step in that regard. He had several stretches where he probably was playing the best football of his career as a pass rusher. And what he brings to the table as a run stopper. If the Jaguars want to pay Travon Walker, then waiting will only make it more expensive. You're going to see Trey Hendrickson eventually get paid once the Bengals, let him out of their little self-imposed non-trade gray area. You're going to see Aiden Hutchinson, like we just mentioned, get paid sooner than later. He, I would imagine, is probably going to be among the highest paid defenders in NFL history once he gets paid. If the Jaguars want to do the efficient thing, they will get Travon Walker extended before Aiden Hutchinson. That's all we have for you for today's episode. Thank you guys for listening to the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. My name is John Shipley. We're back next time.